So you pitched your business idea, and you won $5,000? Alrighty. Then you turned yourself into a circle? It's a whole story. So let me take you back. Okay, maybe not that far. Maybe when you're 13 years old, you start to get asked that dreaded question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Of course, nobody who asks actually expects you to know the answer, but just a few short years later, maybe when you're graduating high school, they'll ask you again. And this time they at least expect you to have some idea. I, of course, still had no clue, but I did have a big inspiration. If you've been living under a rock and you have no idea what Shark Tank is, it's basically a TV show where you can convince celebrity entrepreneurs to invest in your idea. The 18-year-old version of me was hopelessly addicted to the show, and the main reason is because of the core element, the most important principal element of the show, the pitch. Business, entrepreneurship, the dream, all condensed down into a 60-second pitch that was so compelling that perfect strangers were willing to invest thousands or millions of dollars in your idea. Now that was cool. Alright, this is great and all, but what does this have to do with you turning into a circle? I'm getting there. I just have to set up the plot twist. Wait, what? Anyway, so when I got to college and learned that they had their very own pitch competition, I was so excited to participate in it. So my freshman year, I applied to the pitch competition with an idea. And I didn't make it past the first round. I was a little disappointed, but that didn't stop me from trying again my sophomore year, where I also didn't make it past the first round. But finally, on my junior year of college, I also failed again on the first round. Senior year, my final chance. I applied to round 1, and I actually made it to round 2. Then I advanced to the finals. And you know, you might think that that's pretty cool, and I even put it on my resumes when I was applying to businesses after college. I put in parentheses I should have won though, which I thought was fun and charming, but also true. But I'm definitely not still bitter about that second place finish. But such is life. And instead of just pitching my product for the last 3 years, I've been busy turning it into a reality. I should probably explain what this is. Basically, it's a stainless steel water bottle for athletes that's an alternative to the Gatorade squeezy bottle. You open and close the bottle by simply clicking the top, which gives it the insulation of a stainless steel bottle with the speed of a plastic squeezy bottle. And finally, after years of work, I finally have a fully functioning product that I love that I'm ready to take to manufacturing. But if you haven't noticed, there's a bit of political instability going on in the world right now.
In the last few minutes, US President Donald Trump has announced sweeping tariffs.
Staying overseas now, Russia launching a series of strikes across Ukraine.
As Taylor Swift has been arrested on weapons charges tonight.
China is digging in. Americans are waking up to a whole new escalation in the global trade war.
After years of working on my product, I'm actually horrified to be launching it right now. I just needed advice on how to navigate this. I needed to network. So I started sending out massive amounts of emails. Previous employers, friends of friends, old advisors, random college professors, people I met online, anyone who I thought might be able to give me some help on my next steps forward. Eventually, after some waiting, I got an email back from my old college advisor, and she had a suggestion for me, something that would put me in touch with lots of manufacturing experts and win me thousands of dollars. But of course, for this all to work, I would need to make it back to the finals. What was her plan? To compete in the same exact business pitch competition that I got second place 3 years ago in. Now this time I'd be competing in the alumni, faculty, and graduate school track. So the first reason to do it was for the money, the second reason for the networking, but I had a third reason. Which is of course to avenge my wrongful second place finish exactly where I started my entrepreneurial journey, thus bringing balance to the universe and granting myself inner peace. So I applied to round 1, and I actually made it to round 2, which is the video submission round, which I actually felt really confident in, given some skills I've picked up over the past 3 years. But who cares about the first round or the second round? How did I win? How did I take home the prize? How did I get the girl? In like a networking sense, of course. Well, I'm about to show you a brief clip of the pitch to show you exactly how I did it, so pay attention. Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of have a confession to make. I haven't actually won yet or pitched yet. The pitch is on April 16th at 5 p.m. Right now, it's April 15th at 11:52 p.m. And I haven't really prepared my presentation. So essentially the pitch is being evaluated on 6 different categories during a 6-minute live pitch. The good news is 4 of those categories I think I have pretty locked down. The bad news is 2 of those categories aren't looking so hot. My first good category is why am I qualified to do this? And my basic answer is, well, because I'm actually doing it and I've been doing it for the past 2-3 years, and I think I'm making some pretty good progress. My second strong category is going to be target market because I've designed this from the ground up for athletes, and because I'm an athlete myself, I can give some interesting insights into the psyche of an athlete rather than just broad generic bullet points that everybody knows.
Like how we tend to be a little bit crazy sometimes.
My third strong category is overall presentation, because, you know, I hope I have a good overall presentation. And lastly, I think I've done a great job in presenting the solution to the problem, which is creating a stainless steel water bottle for athletes that's quick and convenient. And now onto the categories that need a little work if I'm gonna win this competition. First being the problem that my water bottle is solving. You know, everybody hates warm water when they work out, but I recognize it's not exactly the most pressing issue our society faces today. And my second problem category is like overall benefits. Like I was saying, it's a great water bottle, but you know, will this water bottle cure cancer? I don't know. The good news is I have a few tricks up my sleeve, including some humor, some facts, some logic, some sarcasm, that will hopefully allow me to take home the prize and make those weak categories a little bit stronger.
And of course, to avenge my wrongful second place finish and to complete the proverbial entrepreneurial circle.
Now, I bet you're wondering what my morning routine is. Alright, so last night this is what I came up with. The problem that I'm solving isn't just warm water from plastic bottles. Plastic bottles also have plastic leaching, getting plastics into your body. And considering athletes aren't the most careful with their gear,
They're more at risk to the microplastic breakdown within their bottles.
there's also a recent study out of the University of New Mexico which found plastics in 100% of brains and testicles that they tested. Little testicle reference out of the blue could be, you know, an attention grabber, you feel me? So basically making plastics the enemy and a surprise testicle mention where my grand idea is to make the problem category of what problem I'm solving a winner in the judge's eyes. Oh, all right. Completed workout. Okay. So the secondary problem, the one about the overall benefits, I haven't quite worked out yet. And all I have to do is finalize that, complete the presentation, memorize the pitch, prepare the props for the presentation, look presentable, all while leaving enough time to drive to the actual convention center, network with manufacturing people, win the competition, win the prize money, and complete the circle of life. All in the next 8 hours.
You know, it was actually quite challenging to find the right picture of a testicle. It has to be obvious what it is, it can't be too graphic to gross everyone out. I absolutely love casting, by the way. And making sure I could fit all my stellar points into the 6-minute time slot was actually pretty stressful. You know, I don't own an iron, but if if you take a steamy shower and just leave your clothes in the bathroom, it does the same thing. And it's showtime.
So what I came up with for the second problem, which was the problem of the overall benefits that the water bottle provides, is piggybacking off the fact that athletes don't exactly treat their water bottles very gently, meaning that there's more microplastic leaching, but that would also mean that they would have to replace those water bottles more often. The latest studies suggest that a reusable plastic water bottle lasts for about half a year to about 2 years, whereas a metal water bottle lasts upwards of 10 years. So my stainless steel bottle replacing plastic bottles will do its own small part to make the world a more sustainable place. That was a pretty good catch, by the way, too. So that, combined with the fact that I will be defeating warm water during workouts and stopping athletes from ingesting little microplastics from plastic leaching into their water, is what I came up with for the overall benefits. And it's almost time. I got about an hour till I'll be on stage pitching, so I'm gonna go practice a few more times and wish me luck.
We choose to go to the moon, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything.
Hey, so it's been a few weeks since the competition, and I just wanted to let you know that the audience did really enjoy the surprise testicle mention, but more importantly, no, I didn't win overall, so I just won my division, so I didn't win the maximum amount of prize money, but still a cool experience. But other than that, if you're interested about how I got here, check out one of those two videos over there. And if you're interested in supporting a Kickstarter for the water bottle, you'll find my email list in the description or the comments below. Anyway, thanks. Peace.